Okay, welcome to Fahrenheit Performance podcast episode number 9. Today we're here with Miss Cheryl Tay from
Hi,
Rock the
guys.
Naked Truth. She has a very published story, we all know it, but I thought we'd chit-chat about it and see if we can extract some information that we've never heard before. So why don't we start at the beginning, Cheryl? You've got close to 65,000 Instagram followers. If I rewound back to the first, let's say, so you got 5,000 Instagram posts. If I rewound back to the first few hundred, what was the Cheryl Tay back in those days?
Wow, I used to post a lot of those motivational posts about going to the gym, and I used the very old Instagram filters, some food stuff. Yeah.
Is that before you were into sort of triathlon and running and?
Yeah, I mean, I've always been to fitness, but at that time I was going to the gym more, so I think I posted a lot of like the Fitspo kind
gym
of
buddy stuff, sort of stuff.
Yeah, but that was 2013, so I've been on Instagram for a long time.
10 years to get 65,000 followers, huh?
Yeah.
That's a lot. So you have quite a past, right? You started a what do you call it, organization, I guess you call it, or foundation, community called Rock the Naked Truth.
Yeah.
Which is sort of born out of sort of
My
your personal experience.
stories,
Why don't you sort of touch on that a little bit?
Wow. I don't think an hour is enough. Okay, so let me try and condense it.
Yeah.
So Rock the Naked Truth is a body positivity movement that I started in 2016.
Okay.
So lucky number 8, we just celebrated our 8th anniversary last month. It's really because when I was younger, like I think in my teens, especially when I was 18, I just wanted to be skinny. Like there was a very, very strong desire to become thin because I thought that being thin would make me more liked for some reason. Like it was a very superficial reason, and I think it's quite common that a lot of us, like at that time there was no social media, thank God. You know, I think it might have been worse. So magazines, I was on MTV, and you're like, wow, all these bodies and all, and I just really wanted to look like that because I wanted people to, like, I wanted to be popular and all that.
Be accepted.
Yeah, so I went through like very, very extreme methods. I shall not elaborate in case you pick up the wrong things, but over-exercising and severe over-exercising and under-eating was what I did to try and get to my ideal weight.
Calorie deficit?
Severe calorie deficit.
Okay.
Yeah, it was really bad to the point where like my health got affected and everything. And so
did you have more injuries because of that?
Surprisingly, I didn't. Like I could run a shitload back then, like more than I can run now. I don't know how. Yeah, I guess when you're fueled by this really strong desire to do something, you do it, right? And then so the years went by, I kept having, I mean, my binge eating disorder stuck with me for a long time. And finally.
So is that what it was? It was like you would exercise a lot and then eat a lot, exercise a lot and then eat a lot.
Yeah, a lot of like
it wasn't like bulimia, it was just like you ate more than you should.
Yeah, a little bit of anorexia, but my biggest pain point was binge eating. Yeah, because I would like starve to the point where I break and then I just load on a lot of food and then I'll feel guilty, then I'll go and exercise again and it becomes this vicious cycle. Yeah, so that was really bad. I mean, and as the years went by, I think in my late 20s, I started to realize that it was very
So that continued from when you're 18 until you're late to 10 years?
Yeah, more than that actually.
Wow.
Until like when I was late 20s, early 30s. Then I realized that it was very tiring, you know, to count calories, to like starve yourself, force yourself to exercise, and I was just so tired of my weight fluctuating like in the 10, like I'll gain 10, I'll lose 15, I'll gain 20, I'll lose 5. It was so tiring. And then I've always been into fitness. Like as a kid, you know, I would play badminton and I ran for the school cross country team and all that, and I lost the love for fitness. It became a chore because I used it to try and
it was the tool to lose weight, right?
Correct. So I lost the passion for it, and then I think in 2015 or something, a friend introduced me to the gym, and I'm like, deadlift.
Muscle burns calories as well, right?
Yeah, and then from there I reignited my love for fitness.
So if there was a rock bottom of not mentally but just like generally, Was it 2015, 2014 around then? Do you think, or even earlier? And then
No,
you sort
even
of
earlier.
came up.
Yeah, I think it just reached a point where I was like, forget it. I hate life. I hate myself. I'm just going to just plow along.
Whatever.
Yeah, whatever. And then finally one day I'm like, why? Like life has no meaning. Why? And then I found fitness again.
Yep.
And as my relationship with fitness improved, then I actually opened up to a local newspaper because they were like, oh, do you have a story to tell? And then I'm like, I do.
I do actually, yes.
Yeah, and then so the first time speaking about it was very liberating.
Yeah.
And then like the story went out and everything, and then it went online because at that time Facebook was picking up. But instead of people coming to me and saying like, oh my god, you know, like you walked out the shadows, great job, they're like, hey, how you lose weight? Tell me, eh? And then I was like, no, this is wrong.
You're getting the wrong message.
Like I didn't share my methods of losing weight for you to learn how to lose weight.
Yeah.
You know, I'm just telling you that this is the shit I went through, and you shouldn't go through it because it was really dark, and you know you have thoughts of self-harm, and I did self-harm and things like that. So, oh my god, guys! And then I'm like, okay, something needs to be done, and that's why I'm like, why don't I start this social movement? To like just even if it serves as a little reminder to people like, hello, you are fine.
Yeah.
You know, and like. And honestly, as you grow older, right, you start to have bigger problems to worry about than your weight. Like way bigger problems, you know, paying the bills, having kids. Like these things suddenly like, okay, I have, in the grand scheme of things, I have other problems to worry about.
So it was just a matter of getting sort of like-minded people together to support each other, right?
Yeah.
And then it grew. How many people are involved now?
I don't really keep track because it's not like a membership-based kind of thing. It's just more like we have...
If you had an event, if you said, okay, we're doing 5K this Saturday, let's do a Rock the Naked Truth 5K. Would like 10 people show up, 100 people show up? Like,
at our latest anniversary event, so every year I will do an anniversary event. So I've now made it an annual shirtless run. And so every
that's like the Kona, what's it, the Kona underpants run?
The underpants run, yeah. I mean, I would do underpants here if I could. I would do like full nude if I could, but you can't here, right? So, we had like over 100 people.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I know a lot of people still find it very intimidating to be in public, but I really hope that one day they'll find the courage to like, it doesn't matter. You're just here to have a good time. Run, there's breakfast, there's games, there's lucky draw. Just come and enjoy yourself and like feel good about yourself. Yeah.
Isn't it amazing what you would tell your 18-year-old self if you could?
Oh my god, there were so many things I could have done back then, man. It's like I wasted my youth caring about I wasted my youth caring about all these things. Like I could have gone out to like so I used to, there's a 7-month break between like after your A-levels to going to university, right? My friends were all travelling and all that. I wasn't. I was working like multiple part-time jobs. Taking the money and going to slimming centers. It's like, I think back, right?
It was feeding itself, like...
Exactly.
Right? Yeah.
And then I'm like, so I did a quick calculation. I think I worked, at that time, this was 2004, or 2004 to 05.
Yeah.
Like 20 years ago, right? I actually saved up in the 7 months 20 grand at that time.
But you didn't actually...
It all went back to slimming stuff. And I'm like, you know, I could have travelled the world with it. Done, even if it's for charity or something.
Pray, love or something, you could have had an epiphany somewhere.
And then I'm just like, what did I do? I visited every single slimming centre you could name in Singapore, tried every product on the shelf.
You walk past there, hi Cheryl.
Yeah, I knew it. I knew every slimming product so well, like slimming patches, slimming scrubs, like pills, whatever, meal replacement stuff, everything. And now I'm thinking back, I'm like, but I mean, whatever. I mean,
it is what it is, right?
Got me to where I am.
Can't change it now.
Yeah.
So then the mission for Rock the Naked Truth is just supporting each other, I guess.
Yeah, it's also telling people that there's more to life than just the digits on the scale.
Yeah.
I mean, we have a lot of numbers to worry about as an adult, right? Like say, you know, income, taxes, bills. So like, why you want to worry about like kilos and centimeters and inches and calories? It's like, don't give yourself so much stress, right? Not saying that you can go out there and do whatever you want and just eat whatever you want and not exercise, but lead like a balanced lifestyle and not force your body into a shape that is not. Like you don't have to, like I wanted to be like those skinny K-pop idols kind of like, no. In fact, when I look at them now, I always like, oh my god, you both need to eat.
Then I guess you came out of your dark hole in 2016-ish, right? Were you already doing triathlon back then, or did that come after the gym?
Concurrent, I think.
Current?
Yeah. I was doing CrossFit.
Yeah.
And learning like Olympic weightlifting, like wow, like clean and jerk and snatch and all that. It was something very empowering about lifting this bar above your head and stuff. And then I got into triathlon through a friend, and so he got me to cycling first. And then I'm the kind of person that I don't know why when I do something I need to have a goal to work towards, like whether it's a competition or completing something. So even CrossFit I also took part in like some small competitions here and there. I'm not trying to like win a medal in the SEA Games, that kind of but it's like I just need, example, like you sign up for a marathon and you work towards it, kind of thing. So so I'm like, okay, I'm doing all this cycling, and then I went to like videos of cycling races and I got scared. Because
cycling for leisure and actual competition cycling is way different.
So when I look at I don't know what video I found at the time. I must have found something like
the Tour de France sprint finish or something, right?
Right, and then I'm like
100 people piling up.
And then I was like, okay, I don't think cycling races are for me. And then I was like, look, I used to run. I can swim without drowning. Now I picked up cycling. Hey, there's this thing that the try something run, the 3 sports one run. Then I went to Google and then like, oh, triathlon. And then holy shit, it was such a steep learning curve.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah, like
you think you can swim, but then you get into a race and it's like in a washing machine.
I couldn't even swim 25 meters without getting breathless back then. Like my strokes were all wrong, and learning to swim as an adult is
learning to swim as an adult is the worst.
Yeah.
Because you focus too much on the stroke, and you just don't get it.
And because I didn't do swimming as a kid like properly, right? I didn't learn how to not drown. So there's no foundation.
So how did you learn all these things? Did you get a coach? Did you join a club? Did you?
I joined clubs. I joined a squad. I had a coach, and then start building from there. And then till date I've done 2 full Ironmans and 13 half Ironmans.
Wow.
Yeah, it's too much money.
That's
too much
12
time.
more than me. So when was your first triathlon?
I did the meta sprint. Like that was, because it's the easiest right in Singapore.
I think it's a great way to get involved in meta sprints because it's here
and trifecta and all that. But and at that time I remember I was like, fuck, this is so fucking difficult, right? Like how the hell do people? Then I heard of Ironman. Read about it, like who the fuck wants to run like a half marathon after all that? Who wants to run a full marathon?
Full marathon after 6 hours of cycling.
Way. And then few years later, whoops. I
there's
guess
endless triathlon memes about that, about signing up for your next race after suffering through the first race.
Every time you're out there, I question myself all the time, and then when you forget about it, you're like, I survived. What? Okay lah, next one.
So favorite discipline out of the 3? Swim, bike, or run? Or transitions?
I would say cycling, actually, because I feel like even if you feel like dying, your legs can still help you move along somewhat.
You can coast.
The
problem with that I have with running is like why cycling is so much more enjoyable. You can chat to your friend when you're cycling.
True.
And you don't have to pedal every single second.
Correct.
When you're running, you stop running and you stop.
That's it. Yeah. If your legs say no, it's no. Even walking will feel painful. So but I think like my mindset towards triathlon also changed a lot over the years. When I first started, I was really enthusiastic about it. It became like my life. It became a hobby that was too serious. It
seems like you got a bit of a compulsive personality.
I do, right? Like you can tell, right?
You're focusing on one thing and then you just go all in.
All or nothing.
And then you focus on the next thing and you go all in.
Yeah, it is something that my therapist has pointed out too. So, and then I've done what? Okay, so the mindset when I first started it, I was really like, wow, like it wasn't to like win podiums or what, but I just really wanted to do it very seriously.
Yeah. So
I was training every day, and then I was getting like the best equipment, bought expensive gear, the best bikes then and everything. And I went straight to an S-Works, blah blah blah. Like,
all in.
Yeah, and I was only in my early 30s. Yeah. So and then I would prioritize training over work because I work freelance, so I have the flexibility of like creating my own schedule, right? So I would like training first, and then other work appointments come around it. And then it came to a point where someone was talking to me and like, wait a minute, like let me just ask you now, like what's your athletic goals? Like as an athlete, are you trying to like qualify for the SEA Games? I'm like, no, I'm A too old for that. B is like, wow, it's a whole different level of commitment and I respect them for that, and like it's not the kind of commitment that I want. Like, and then the question that really made me wake up was like, what's paying for your hobby? Because it's not like I have a fixed income, like, you know, I work a 9 to 5 job. I know that I'm taking home this amount of money every month. You know, being freelance, there are times when I only bring back $500 a month, right? And then like I was living on my own back then, so I had my own expenses to pay and all that. And so I was like, oh, that's a good question. Like, what is paying for your hobby? If you have obviously enough after paying off your bills and everything, and you still have enough to go and pursue a hobby, great. But right now, I was sacrificing work to train for a hobby.
Yeah. Your hobby was dictating your life, not the...
and then you start having, I mean, the no social life part is normal, right? We have to make sacrifices.
Perpetually tired as well. You're always swimming, biking already.
And trying to balance 3 disciplines is a lot. It's essentially 3 sports that you got to train for.
Well, you're doing something every morning or every afternoon or both, right?
So it consumed me like a lot. And
so how many hours a week were you training?
I think on like 14, 16 hours.
Yeah.
For a full Ironman, like 20. That's a lot, eh?
It is.
Yeah.
When I talk to the national athletes, they all tell me 15.
Oh shit.
Is how many hours. 20 when they're building up SEA Games, it's 20. If they're like really all in, it's like 25.
The difference is 1 hour of them running and my 1 hour running is different.
Yeah, they probably finish.
Right, they can do like maybe 18k in an hour. I do like 10.
10, yeah.
Exactly. So, like the mileage cover is still different. But yeah, so I think it consumed me to a point where I think then I had a very bad race. Because I think I was all like confident, like, okay, I've been doing the training, I'm hitting the numbers in training, I work with my coach, and I have this target time in mind. I blew up on the race. Huh? Like I went so hard on the bike.
I can relate to that one.
I went so hard on the bike, and then on the run, I just blew up and I walked the last 5k. Like I just
that's not so bad. Not walking.
Yeah, I didn't like faint or collapse or anything, but it was just like it was my slowest time ever until today, like that race. And then after that, when I came back, and then, you know, it's all for the gram, right? So I posted about it. I was a bit ashamed to post about it even, because I was like, oh my god, I've been telling people that I'm training for this, like and hashtag this and that, and then, oh shit, I did so badly, and then I realized nobody cares. Nobody freaking cares.
Your friends are still your friends, and
in fact, they're like, you're still mad to go and do it. And then like Sunday race, so I posted about it on Sunday night, and then Monday everybody goes back to work, and no one cares. You come back to Singapore, they're like, they just talk to you normally. No one asks me about my race. No one is like, hey, you lousy or like, or nothing. And then I just like, no one cares.
Life goes on.
Yeah. Then I changed my mindset, because instead of, so triathlon is something that you live with, not live for.
Sure.
That's what I told myself. Like if I have time, great. If I have the money for it, great. But it should not be my everything, because like, I mean, it can be. There are people who do that. That's fine. Not saying that it's wrong, but just like for me, I didn't have a balance.
I think at least the good thing about triathlon is that you have your own personal best and you have your own goals. And your goals are different from my goals, and your best is different from my best. We could be in the same race, and I'm not even competing against you. Or we may be in the same, well, obviously not the same age category, but like if I'm competing against another dude in my category, yeah, sure, there's a sort of rough competition, but I'm trying to beat a certain time and he's trying to beat a certain time. Whereas in cycling, it's like first, second, third, and then everyone else is just a statistic, right?
Okay.
You know, there's a podium, and there's no finisher medal in cycling. It's just so that's why triathlon's good, because it's a battle within yourself and to sort of be better yourself, right?
Yeah, so that's what I realized. Like it's really about you. You don't have to worry about what people think, and honestly, it's a very expensive sport.
Well, yeah, I did a triathlon. I was just looking it up recently, 2010, and it was already 400 USD back then, right? Wow. I think it's obviously more than that, like 500, 600.
A full Ironman now is like $1,000.
Yeah, at least 70.3 would be like 500-600. Yeah. Then you plus an airfare, plus a hotel, of course, bike, nutrition. Nutrition alone is probably $100 on race day.
Well, then the bike is the most expensive component because we got to do a proper bike fit with marking here.
Yes.
We got to service the bike.
You got to buy the
You wanna
bike.
change parts or whatever, and then you want to change to your carbon wheels because you have training wheels, you have race day wheels, and bike stuff adds up.
You got to wash it down after every ride. You got to.
Yeah, shoes, and nowadays look at the carbon plated shoes now.
$400.
$399 for the Alpha Fly 3, like.
And they're only 200 kilometers worth of running on them.
Yeah, exactly. So like, so I used to be all like best gear, best gadgets, and now I'm just like, I mean, I still want the nice things, but I'm just like.
Almost there is good enough for me.
Yeah.
You know, I don't.
So, I think, but I have to say that I think what people always ask me like, why are you doing this for? So I think, as an adult, we don't really have a lot of goals to work towards in terms of non-material goals. You know, our goals are like, okay, I want to send my kids to a certain school, or I want to provide for my family and stay in a certain type of house, or I want my business to reach a certain revenue amount. But these are, you're talking about like, what about yourself? You know, so I feel like what keeps me, like it gives me something to focus on, gives me something to work towards, and like, okay, it's purely personal, it's my own thing I'm working on. I can see the progress, right? Like I put in the hours, I train, and then you finish it and you're like, wow, then there's this accomplishment. So I feel like it's because we don't have a lot of these kind of tangible goals to work towards as we're adults.
I find my training, a lot of the times, it's my own time. It's
my
alone time. Yeah, I get to think about things. I listen to podcasts, maybe some music. It's like no one's going to really disturb me. I'm not going to pick up any calls because I'm running. Like, who's going to talk to me when I'm running, right? So then, what's your favorite race that you've done?
Wow.
And what's your favorite race that you want to do? Or what's your like a race that you would really like to do in your lifetime?
I mean, I did challenge Roth last year.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, that was, I have to say, like.
I heard the climb in Challenge Roth, everyone, all the crowd is on next to
there's a Tour de France moment.
Yeah, right.
On Solar Hill. Yeah, there is. Everybody really like, it's really enough space for only like at most 2 bikes. And they scream at you, but only for the first loop because the pros are on the first loop. On the second loop,
everyone's gone home.
Yeah. on the second loop, everybody's on the run route cheering for the pros. So for the first loop, we just like, the second loop, we're just like, I mean, there's still some people, but it's different.
So Challenge Roth is
every
triathlete's bucket
They
list.
really breathe triathlon. Like the people there, every single person there, they have like a few thousand volunteers.
Is it true that everyone has to stay at like a homestay?
No, I stayed in a hotel in Nuremberg and then I took a bus in every day.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, or you can drive in. So, but if you stay in Roth itself, then no, there are hotels there. Yeah, I think like in Asia, the passion for triathlon cannot beat like you know, countries like in Europe. So in Roth itself, the whole town is like, everyone is there.
Yeah.
The whole town is there for the race. It's crazy. So, I mean, it took me 12.5 hours to do the whole thing. I was cursing and swearing every point of the way.
Yeah, that's full Ironman distance. That's a respectable time.
Oh, thank you. That might be my last full ever. I don't know. Like, how to do it again?
Yeah.
But I think it was, I don't know whether it's my favorite. I think because it's my last major triathlon race so far, right? And it was really the passion that you feel from the people there.
Yeah.
That makes you feel like, wow, these people really love this sport.
Anything
so
anything on the cards coming up for any races? Have you signed up for anything?
This year I'm shifting the focus to marathons for me. I mean, I've just started. I think in terms of like schedule, I mean, I'm married now, so different commitment level.
Yeah.
I don't have the freedom
you can't
to
disappear
do
for
whatever.
6 hours a day.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You can't just like be tired and then not do anything at home.
Have an afternoon nap all afternoon.
I mean, I used to spend my weekends doing nothing except sleep, so I can't do that anymore. I have responsibilities now. So I find training for marathon more manageable. Like even at the peak, it's like 8 hours.
Yeah, because even if you go for a 3-hour run, which is a long run, cycling every Saturday is like a 3-hour ride,
a
right?
leisure ride, a 3-hour ride, right? Plus, if you have drinks and everything, breakfast after that, it'll be more. So this year I'm signed up for 4 marathons: Gold Coast, Sydney, Berlin, Chicago.
I've done Chicago. It's It was my worst marathon ever.
Oh, it's very expensive.
Yeah.
My goodness.
I had to raise money for charity to get an entrance to that.
I managed to ballot for it, so
Yeah.
I think this year will be very interesting.
So what you said? Berlin, Sydney, Chicago,
Gold Coast. Yeah.
Berlin, Sydney, and Chicago are all on the.
Berlin, Chicago are the World Marathon majors.
Yeah, and then Sydney is like
There's going to be
the asterisk next to it right now. It's going to be right.
Yeah. I mean, as of now, I don't have the intention to chase the 6 stars.
Mm-hmm.
As of now, I don't know whether things
But
will change.
you're already gonna. Have you done Tokyo before? You've already done 3.
Berlin and
2 of the
Chicago,
stars.
2.
Yeah.
Don't plant the seed. I will see how.
I will tell you that New York is the best of all the marathons.
No! I mean, I would love to do it, but the thing is, the cost of getting it is crazy. Like if I ballot for it, I get it, sure.
Yep.
But like charity slots or sports tour agencies, wow, it's a lot of money. But never say never. Who knows? In 2 years' time, I'll be back here for the podcast. I've done my 6 stars.
Nice. Yeah, let's go. No, I balloted for New York and I got in. I wasn't even a runner. I was going to study, 2002. And then I was going to New York to study. So then I balloted for New York Marathon.
What the hell?
And then I ran cross country in high school or something, right? But then cross country is 5K and then this
exactly.
is now 40K.
Cross country was 3.2 for girls.
Okay. So then suddenly I'm in the 2002 marathon.
Oh shit.
So then I got there in August and the marathon is in November and I just ran that like crazy and didn't finish running it. But I cramped at like kilometer 30 and 35 and 40 but I finished it. It's good.
Yeah. So this year the focus is on running because like work is busier now, so I'm trying to find a better balance, and I'm not so hard on myself for missing training now, like because like as I said, what is paying for your hobby? I think this is the question we need to ground ourselves. I mean, I've seen people's marriages fall apart because the husband or wife gets so involved in the sport that it precedes everything, and I just feel like sometimes we need to take a reality check and like, okay, I get that you really want to do well in this hobby, but it's still a hobby. So I think the message I want to give to people through today's session is like, we all have our goals, we all have our priorities, but really like, I hate to be so morbid about it, but when you're lying in your coffin, when you're lying like your deathbed or like whatever, are people going to care about how many medals you have completed?
When you're lying deathbed, I'm going to get all your medals and put it around your neck just so you remember all the glory.
I don't even hang them up anymore. I used to like, wow, be so proud. People come to my house, it's there. Now
I don't even know where mine are.
Yeah, they're stuffed in some box somewhere, yeah. So I'm just saying that, I'm saying that it's good. Go and sign up for these things. Do it because it really pushes your body and mind to new territories that you've never discovered. Like there's so much more to yourself that I've discovered. Like cliche, but the mind's the limit. Really, the body does what the mind wants to do. In fact, the mind is very dangerous because if your body's dying, the mind says yes, your body will die more without you knowing.
I understand that. That just happened to me.
Right. So I'm saying go on, do it, but just be careful not to let it become too much of an obsession. Yeah. And just be very clear on like what your priorities are, because at the end of the day, if anything happens to you or when you are not able to do any of these things anymore, at least you can say I've done it once, twice, but you did not lose, like a marriage or your friends or lost yourself in the process.
I think through the process you make a lot of good friends. You know, sometimes they're training buddies or the people that you ride with or who you run with, they become real genuine friends. Which is
but they know the pain.
They share the pain. And you spend so much time with them. It's like almost like colleagues sometimes. So I was snooping on your website. You are a journalist, a photographer, a blogger, an online influencer, a digital marketer, and a fitness freak. Where do you have time for all of those things?
I don't. It's just all about... Someone taught me this before. You have a list for important, urgent, and then important and urgent.
Yep.
So I have a lot of post-its in my notebook. Then there's always if I have time to do, I'll do this, which I never get to.
Yeah.
I think I like having a lot of things to do. I think based on my personality, you can tell that I can't just sit around and twiddle my thumbs. I mean, of course, on my off days, I just want to sit in front of Netflix and binge the latest series. I love trashy reality shows.
I heard that you don't like horror movies.
Oh, I can't. Yeah, no, I can't. No. Shh, don't tell me any story about it now. It's after work hours here. Do not.
It's darker here.
Yeah, shh.
This is a new building, it's not an old
I like
building.
trashy reality shows because I like drama, I like gossip, as long as it doesn't involve me. And trashy is like, oh my god, did you hear that person? Yeah! But okay, not me. But because trashy reality shows, it doesn't require thinking.
Yeah, you can switch off.
Yeah, and then you just like too hot to handle. You just see all these handsome, good-looking men and women being horny, and you're like.
And it's fine if you turn it off. There's no big deal.
Yeah.
If you get really involved in a show and you're thinking about it, and then you turn it off, like no.
Oh, but I have a bad habit. I always Google the ending before getting to it. My wife hates it. She's always like, "Don't tell me." Then I'll be like, "I already know what's going to happen. This who and who is going to turn." And she's like, "Stop it." Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I know it's very bad, but my curiosity is just like, yeah.
You can't.
I can't.
Same with the horror movie. You don't like the suspense, I guess.
I hate suspense. Like when people come to me and like, Cheryl, I'd like to talk to you about something. Don't tell me meet me next week. Tell me now. Like I cannot wait.
Oh, I've got something to tell you. Just meet me for
No,
coffee
I
later.
can't. No.
Just text me the answer.
Give me an inkling at least. Like okay, I want to discuss about ABC. Then we'll get the detail when I meet you. That's okay, but not. I'm going to tell you something. I'll tell you when I meet you.
No, something I really need to tell you. It's important, but meet me in 2 weeks.
No. Oh my god, I will not be able to sleep, man. No, I can't. I can't do that. Yeah.
So Berlin Marathon, you've been doing it for the past few years. What's your not obsession, but how come you do that particular marathon so much?
So for Berlin Marathon, it's a partnership with BMW Group Asia.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So because they are the sponsors, the title sponsors for the Berlin Marathon, and through them, so I went myself first in 2022 to go and run the marathon, and wow!
Is it a nice course? You've run
once you do a world marathon major, it's so hard to compare anything to it. Like everything from the organization, the planning, the logistics, it's just.
I remember when I was living in New York, I'd do the New York Marathon. I've done it 3 times, right? I did it every year.
You did it 3 times!
Well, I was living there, so it's
God.
just
Maybe
like...
that's why it's easier for you to get it, because you were there.
The neighborhood marathon, right? And then I remember, and I was used to having, the crowd is like 3 deep for the entire 40 kilometers, right?
Yeah.
And then my friends would tell me about the Long Island Marathon or some other sort of local marathon. There's tumbleweeds going past, there's nobody. And I was just so used to the majors. And like I'm sure the Gold Coast Marathon will not be as high profile as the Sydney, for example.
I heard it's quite good lah. I heard Gold Coast has very good support. So, but the Berlin Marathon was the first time that I've experienced having supporters every single step of the way.
Yeah, it makes a huge difference.
It makes a huge difference. Yeah. Like, and then our beeps are so big, so they can see our names.
Oh my god! So
they shout your name out.
Yeah, I was about to say my first marathon. I had like 851 or something written on my bib, and then like Johnny next to me had Johnny written across his chest. So I'm running next to this dude, and then I go, Johnny, yeah! I'm like, hey guys, how come everyone knows who's not, everyone knows this guy and doesn't know me, and it's so motivating. So the next year I wrote my name, and like strangers are calling your name, and it's awesome because it gives you a little bit of a step.
And then my custom purpose singlet, plugging purpose, had Singapore on the back, and then you have when any Asian people run past, like, come on Singapore! And then it was just like, it was really nice. So,
I used to run with a Australian flag pinned to my back.
Wow.
Like, Superman.
Your cape.
Yeah, cape.
Yeah, so I mean for runners, if you are into running, I would say you don't have to chase the 6 stars, but if you can experience a world marathon major at least once, like it's different.
Which is the closest one to here would be Tokyo, I guess, which is in March.
It's coming up in like a week and a half or something.
March,
2nd, 3rd March that weekend, I think.
I remember being in Tokyo when it was on, and I was like, everything was like Tokyo Marathon.
Yeah, and then you know that how like the Japanese hospitality is always top notch, right? And they're always so structured and neat and efficient, and like I would love to do that race. But yeah, I think like even if you're not like a runner but you like want to do something on your bucket list or something, try it's life changing. I mean, I'm spoiled now.
Yeah.
Because you go there, you're like, even like Challenge Roth is also like, wow, everything is so, every step of the way that the volunteers, when you get off your bike after the bike leg, two volunteers will run to you, grab your bike from you.
And really? So you have like a porters that come in.
And then as you run in towards the transition tent, someone else comes with your bag and passes you your run bag. And then you run.
I needed that. I ran out of transition with my gloves on.
And then you sit on the bench inside the tent, and someone comes and like, let me help you, like change your shoes and everything. And you're just like, wow.
They can run for you too.
I'm not even a pro. Yeah, like, would you like to run for me too? Yeah, that's why they have thousands of volunteers because they are, I'm like, wow, this is challenge job. It's not like a world championship. I mean, I've been to like Ironman half world championships and all that. This is different.
Oh, you have? Which one? Which one was it?
I went for the South Africa one. Yeah, and I qualified for Nice and the St. George one, but it was too far from
St. George was like during COVID as well, right?
Yeah.
And then Nice was last year. This year is Nice as well.
Yeah, but
any aspirations to do Kona?
What? Wow. I mean, first you have to finish top 2 or top in your age group in a full Ironman race. I'm not there yet, man. Yeah, but if I could, I would. Like Kona would be, but it's not. It's going to be very painful. I heard.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
it's.
I'll really cuss and swear every part of the way and maybe retire.
I think even the pros run it half. They do it half an hour slower than the other races.
Yeah. But yeah, endurance. I feel like I think now I would just call myself like an endurance lifestyle athlete.
So how much training are you doing a week now?
Oh, I'm injured now because I hurt my rib from snowboarding.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, so I'm only and because the Gold Coast is still a couple of months away, so just like 3 times,
okay,
4 times if I can.
6 hours or so.
Yeah, nothing crazy because like work has been really busy. Yeah, but I would say like even if you are not looking to take part in races or what, it's still important to have an active lifestyle, like just for health. That's what I always tell people. I'm not asking you guys to like sign up for a marathon tomorrow or something. You don't have to.
It's just good to have a goal, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be a marathon. It can
or
be
like just run 20 minutes 3 times a week.
Hello Kitty 5K or something, you know?
Yeah, sure. I did it before. I love Hello Kitty.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think running is an easy sport in the sense that you just need a pair of shoes and you go. You know, like the barriers to entry are very low.
A pair of $400 shoes.
You don't need that lah. They are like you don't need such an expensive pair of shoes for a start. Like as a new runner, I mean for me like I cannot use carbon plated shoes too often because I'll get my plantar fasciitis will act up. So I always rotate my shoes. I keep the carbon plated shoes for like the intervals or race days.
I just wear medium, medium. I don't buy the cheapest. I don't buy the most expensive. I just go somewhere between because you only get 400, 500 kilometers out of it.
Yeah,
anyway.
so I very like I can't bear to use them. I'm like today.
It's a special occasion shoes.
Yeah, and I feel like also, age has. I don't know. Like, if you ask me, like if I was in my early 20s, could I have done endurance sports? Maybe no. I don't think I would have had the patience for it.
But you were cross country.
That's 3.2k. That's not
half
even
an
warm
hour,
up now.
Half an hour, yeah.
Right.
Get to the meeting point.
That's not even warm up now. Yeah, I feel like because we're older now and like you said we use it as our me time and like your phone's in your pocket and then no one when I run I don't take my phone with me actually, so no one bothers you and you want this time away and you feel like you are okay to go out there and do things for hours and hours, like so I feel like getting into endurance, but people always say like it's so much time and it's so tiring. It is, but somehow it's like almost therapy.
Are you a morning exerciser or an evening exerciser?
Used to be morning, like wake up at 5 p.m. every day.
Yeah.
But then, because recently I started doing pigmentation laser on my face because of age, then I started running more at night.
So after the sun goes down, you go out running. So
either that or I'm up very early before the sun comes up. Just because
Or you can get one of those like bandana things
I have these sun patches. I stuck these things on my face.
I've seen a lot of people who have that buffs or whatever. And they put the glasses over the top.
I guess I would look stupid, but like that's what I would do. It's just after a while you start realizing all the sun damage to my face and
Okay. So Rock the Naked Truth, is it still as strong as it used to be? Are you still still got lots of events going on with that, or is it something that sort of just churns away in the background for you?
Because it's a passion project, I only work on it when I have time. There's always a lot that I want to do for it. I have a whole wish list for it, but it always ends up being put aside because it is a passion project. But always, we are more focused on digital content now.
Do you have like loyal lieutenants that can help you with it, or is it like if the captain's not there, the whole ship doesn't doesn't move.
I mean, I haven't gone to like recruiting people to help me, but if anyone listens to this and wants to help, please come. I always need help with content. Yeah, I used to do a lot of events, but then I realized that it takes up a lot of my time.
Mm-hmm.
I need to find a balance between passion and reality.
And just bluntly, it doesn't pay the bills, right?
Yeah.
It's great and it makes you feel good.
It's like my way of giving back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And but you can't just give back for everything and then no one's gonna pay the bills for you.
Yeah. So digital content like I had a series with with psychologists, like tips on what to do if you are experiencing an eating disorder or signs of an eating disorder, how to recognize them, so things like that. So we put out more educational stuff digitally, and then occasionally I will have like physical events. Yeah.
Okay. So what next for you? Marathons?
This year will be marathons.
And the next year back to triathlons?
I don't know, I haven't thought that far yet. Let me see how I survive this year first.
Yeah.
4 marathons is a lot, and
it is.
Sydney, Berlin and Chicago are all 2 weeks apart.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I remember Sydney and Berlin were very
so
close.
2 weeks. So
That's a lot of flying.
yes, that's one. 2 is I just don't want to get injured. Yeah. I think that's the thing. Because so far for all my previous marathons, I think because like I always do a triathlon first and then a marathon after that. That's why this year I'm thinking I'm just gonna, because the sudden jump in mileage. Like usually let's say I only run like 30-40k per week for running for triathlon. Suddenly I'm bumping up to like 50-60k. The sudden increase, like it keeps causing injury to me.
It's just the pounding on the body and the knees and the feet and the joints and are you doing this with friends or is it you're doing this solo? Like, is there a group of you that are doing all three?
A group that's doing all three?
Yeah, like because you're doing Sydney, then Berlin, and then Chicago,
I mean,
right?
each marathon has a group of people that I know.
So you're the only crazy one that's doing 3 2 weeks apart. It's not like a 6 of you that are going to do all of these.
Yeah.
Okay, good luck with that one.
Thank you. You should check in with me again at the end of October.
Yeah, because Chicago Marathon is in
mid-October.
Alright.
Yeah, my birthday weekend actually.
Nice.
Yeah, so like, let's go.
Okay. So what's the best way to get a hold of you if anyone wants to ask questions or
Instagram?
Yeah,
that's
Cheryl
my most
Tay?
active.
Cheryl Tay SG.
Yeah.
Right? And then Rock the Naked Truth is
Rock the Naked Truth SG.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. We'll catch up again, okay? Okay.
Thank you.